Hello, my name is Hersh and welcome to the HERshyt Show. Well, a little bit about it. You're gonna laugh, you're gonna cry, you'll probably cuss at me, but that's alright. I just want to bring to you the realization of what's really going on in this world that a lot of people are afraid to speak on. Enjoy. Okay, so welcome back to the HERshyt Show. On this week, I want to discuss certifications and degrees, continued education. You don't necessarily have to go to college, a big old university or nothing like that. If you are in a position of management or something like that, and you need that next level educational degree that is mandatory for you to even be able to get promoted, then go back to school. Don't be scared to go back to school pertaining to student loans or financial aid. It is not as hard as people want to believe that it is. I.e., you could go on, everybody needs to go on FAFSA, FAFSA.gov. You need to apply. It's up to you. You don't have to put a school in there. You don't have to pick right now. You just make sure that you go in there, put in your information, and see what you may be eligible for. You got the Pell Grants, you got state grants, you got federal student loans. Dun, dun, dun. The thing that everybody is really, really trying to run from. I found from personal experience that people tend to get the student loan above what they really need for those college credits because they like that extra money every quarter or every semester. That's where you're going to bite yourself. That's where you're going to place yourself in a situation where you're paying on student loans for 20, 30 years down the road. That's your business, though. If you need that extra money to fit within your budgeting, then by all means, get it. Yeah, I do. They give me my student loan refund. I'm either going to buy more books to go with whatever is going on. I'm going to buy more pencils or whatnot. Or, I might take a vacation. It's my business. It's your business as well. However, when you borrow that money, you've got to pay it back. Unless there are ways that you can get the student loan forgiveness. And I'm not talking about another pandemic. And I'm not talking about having to be 100% veteran disabled. If you go on studentaid.gov, I believe it is, or go on Nelnet, or even reach out to your student loan provider and ask them, is there a settlement agreement? Ask them, let them know your financial situation. There's deferments. There's just ways that your student loan provider can work with you. The student loan forgiveness programs, if you work for the state, if you work for the federal government, if you work for churches, if you work for, not church's chicken either, I'm talking about a church. I'm talking about an actual church. Don't get it twisted. Don't confuse my words. If you're a clergyman or some sort, if you have a nonprofit organization or work for a nonprofit organization, I want to say you pay 10 years. I know it still sounds like a long time, but some of y'all are still in relationships after 10 years that you shouldn't have never been in, but that's here nor there. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But 10 years of on-time payments, and the rest could be possibly discharged or forgiven. Look at your options. Reach out to me. I'll give you the links. We're going to post them on the page as well. But if you don't understand something, call the experts that work there. Ask them. It's really not that hard. People make things harder than what they need to be. And people want people to do for them. I don't know when we got to a point to where we would rather somebody enable us than support us, because there is a difference. But we need to get out of that mentality. We got to get out of the entitlement mentality. You're not going to start up here every single time unless somebody opened the door for you, like mommy, daddy, cousin, boyfriend, husband, whatever. You're not going to start up here. Don't be afraid to start at the bottom and work your way up the ladder. And if you have to go back to school because it's mandatory for that position, then go back to school. Don't be afraid. Don't shy away, and don't get complacent in your situation because you don't think that it's worth it. You don't have to go to universities. You don't need a master's degree, a bachelor's degree, a PhD, and all of that if you don't plan on working in those careers that require it. You could go to welding school. You can go become a firefighter. You could become a police officer. You can become whatever your heart desires. But if they desire or require that continued education, then welcome it. Don't run from it. I promise you, it's worth it. And the only reason why, I could tell you why I went back to school, it wasn't because I needed it to progress in my career. It was because I told my son while I was deployed to one of my many deployments, and he was complaining about, how school was hard and this and that and the third. I gave him my word that as long as he was in school, I would be too. And even while deployed in the military, or even at home and holding down a civilian job, because I got out of active duty and went reserve. So in meantime, I had to do a full balance of life. I still continued my education to show him. He was my motivation. And now at this stage, I have a bachelor's degree, 2 master's degrees, and I'm working on either a PhD or a doctorate, which is a whole nother topic, but we'll get there. But it is whatever your motivation may be. If I decide to use my degrees, they're there. It's really up to you. But don't shy away from going to construction school, electrician school, cable splicing school. Like, get into something that is for you. And what I've always been told, if you love what you do, is really not a job. And I guarantee you, once you start back going to school, you're going to miss it when you're out. We despised it in high school because it was mandatory. It was there. We had to go. I only did like half a 9th grade year. I ain't even going to lie. Got a GED. Was in college by 97, which I was 17 years old. Lasted a year, then went to the military. So nothing is perfect. I am not perfect. I don't have all the answers. But what I can tell you is from experience and from what I've seen and witnessed, my perception is my reality. And I see a lot of people running from continued education, whether it be business management because they started their own business. They think they know everything instead of expanding their knowledge. Welding certifications. I know I keep saying the same things, but not everybody has to be a corporate type individual. I'm just saying. And student loans, look into it. Look into the programs. If you don't have the means to be able to pay them back at that time, reach out. Don't run from it, because I promise you, when it comes income tax and you don't get that refund, guess who got it? Trust me, I found out. I let them take mine for the first few years until it was paid off. I ain't even gonna lie. So it's up to you. Do what your pockets, your freedom, and your sanity can handle, but also your growth to the next level of the career that you desire. Till next time, this is the HERshyt Show. Have a good day.
Be sure to log on to youtube.com and subscribe to the HERshyt Show at TheHershytShow. Brought to you by 8 Robinsons TV and Yellow Tub Creative.